If money or availability is no object, what handbag would you buy right now? I would buy
I know some of the luxury community may agree with me, may not agree with me, but are bags even an investment? What's your fave Louis Vuitton bag and what's your least fave? Thanks, Mel, I love you. What is the value of all your handbags? Honestly, what's your favorite bag? Oh my gosh, that's so hard. Hi guys, welcome back. So this is part 2 of my question and answer. As you can see, I am in the same outfit. I thought I would film it, but this time round, you know how for all the work and money sort of questions, if you haven't seen that video, I will link it above. That is part 1. So this part, I am going to focus on bags and luxury. But before, you know how I had my Mac and we had collated them because a lot of the questions were very similar. On the flip side, with the luxury and the bag questions, almost every single question was different. So I actually took it all off my big pin board, as you saw. If you didn't see that, here's a picture of my pin board. I had to try collate it to give myself a sense of how to categorize it. I took all of them off because I had cut them all out, and this has not been prepared. I'm going to be answering just from my knowledge. There are so many questions. I think I've got more than 100. I don't know how we're going to go, but let's just try. So for those of you that are new to my channel, hi, I'm Mel. Don't mind me. I've just got 5,000 questions. Okay, that is an exaggeration. I have hundreds, literally hundreds of questions on all things luxe bags. So if you're interested in luxury and handbags, I would love for you to join the family. Just hit that red subscribe button and click that bell to be notified each time I am uploading. So as I said, I've taken a different approach. I don't know the questions. I've just got them all out and I'm just going to try and answer them as quickly as possible, but as detailed as possible so that I just answer your questions. So let's get right to the first one. So first question in no particular order. If you could only have one bag, which would it be? No Kelly or Birkin, please. I would say a Chanel Classic Flap in the small size, in probably black and gold. If money or availability is no object, what handbag would you buy right now? I would buy a very, very rare Kelly. Probably in, I don't know if I would buy a Himalayan one, but an exotic one with diamonds. I mean, if I'm going to splash out, I might as well splash out on the most expensive, something investment-wise that, you know, would go up and up and up. Not that I'm just buying Kellys and Birkins for investment purposes, you know, because bags in general are not investments, but that's another whole topic. But yes, probably a Kelly with diamonds. What's your favorite bag? Oh my gosh, that's so hard. Ugh. I would say only because like I've always wanted a Birkin from like 20 or something. I've always wanted a Birkin. When I got my green Malachite Birkin, I would say that that's probably my favorite bag. Okay, next up, what's your fave Louis Vuitton bag and what's your least fave? Thanks, Mel. I love your vids. Thank you so much. Okay, I obviously only can pick from the bags that I own. My fave Louis Vuitton bag. Oh, that's a really close tie. It's a tie between the one that my husband surprised me with, which is the LV twist in the lizard because it was just so unexpected. And also my trunk bag that I revealed in my Double Dream reveal last year. That was so hard to source and I love that bag. It's sort of like a soft trunk. I will put pictures here and there as I talk about things just to give you guys a bit of eye candy. My least fave, okay, don't kill me guys, right? My least fave at the moment will probably be the multi pochette, only because I've bought it, but I still haven't used it. But I think I'll like it. I don't hate it, but it's my least favorite because I haven't even used it yet. Complete honesty. Top 10 most used bag for the past 2 years. I've actually just done my top 10 most used bag for 2019. So that I go through in a lot of detail. So I will link that video above. I would say, I mean, it's hard to go back to 2018, but that is the most recent video. So yeah, I will link that above. Next up is, what bags do you consider are worth buying as an investment? Okay, this is the question where I know some of the luxury community may agree with me, may not agree with me, but are bags even an investment? If you think about investment purely as in the term, usually investment is something you buy with the intention to resell and make a profit. Now, generally with bags, with the exception of a Birkin, a Kelly, sometimes a Constance, and very specific Chanel bags or certain bags that are very sought after, they do not increase with value. For example, if I buy a Chanel jumbo right now and I try and sell it for the retail price, I will not get retail price for it. But obviously, if you bought a Chanel jumbo, say 8 years ago, because Chanel, as we all know, their prices increase every year, and then you sell it now, of course you will be able to get minimum your money back or maybe even make $1,000 or so on it. But that's not what I'm talking about. However, if I had bought the Chanel, for example, my pink iridescent bag, that would fetch over retail price because that was so sought after. So if you had bought that bag for an investment purpose, yes, that's an investment. If I bought a Kelly or Birkin right now, would I be able to make money if I sold it right at this point of time? And the answer is 100% yes, I would be able to make money. So investment wise, yes, it is. But I think the majority of us, besides I'm not talking about resellers, the majority of us, when we buy bags, I don't think they're investments because we don't buy it to, oh, I'm going to resell it in 3 months. I'm going to resell it in 6 months. Yes, our lifestyles change and things like that. And sometimes we resell our bags. But generally wise, I could make a whole video on this. Are you interested in me making a video about our bags investments? Generally, bags don't hold their value. Shoes are even worse, but bags generally don't hold their value. So for me, if a bag can increase in value, that's a bonus, but I don't buy bags for investment purposes. But if you want to buy a bag as an investment, then definitely the Birkin or Kelly, or even the small Chanel classic flap or the Chanel small minis, because they're quite highly sought after. Next question. How often do you use your Birkins and Kellys? As often as I can. I try and use those bags. You know the saying, cost per wear. So I even use them for work whenever I can. I rotate my bags. I would say in a week, at least 5 times I change my bags out of 7 days. Why don't you use your beautiful green Moana bag? I did use it in my Dior vlog. I used it, and another time I use it just because on Instagram I don't always show it. I do use my bags. As I say, I rotate my bags a lot. Next up, no budget limit. What's your dream Hermes bag? I answered that with the Kelly already. As sky blue is your favorite color, will you try get a bag in the new blue broom color? Maybe, maybe not. I haven't seen one in real life, so possibility. Never say never. On the subject of blue broom, remember my 200k giveaway. I am giving away either the rare Nano Speedy or 1,200 PayPal cash, with the second prize being a Rodeo and the third prize being the blue broom, sky blue as my favorite color, as the third prize. So don't forget to enter the giveaway, which I will link above. Okay, do you limit yourself on buying bags? Like how many per season? For me personally, no, I don't have a limit. As I said in my first question and answer, we always budget. My husband and I have a budget meeting every single month. Necessities are paid, donations are paid, whatever is left over, it varies for months. Sometimes if we have more in the fund, I might buy more. Sometimes if it's less, I might buy less. Sometimes as new collections come out, I might fall in love with certain bags. Sometimes I may not. Like for example, I haven't been totally in love with Chanel at the moment, so I haven't bought as many Chanel bags. So it really depends. But no, I don't have exactly like I only should buy 3 bags per season or so forth. But I do know that I'm a little bit of a hoarder. So you know how I told you guys I'm supposed to be having a vlog sale? I'm not sure now is the right time to do it. I'm going to put a survey up here just to ask you guys, because I know you guys are super honest with me. Do you want me to have a vlog sale right now? I just don't know. I don't know if it's the right time or not, or I should delay it. Please vote above and let me know. So yeah. Are there any popular bags that you really hate, not just opting out, really dislike? Are there any popular bags that you really hate? As a, you know what? I'm not a huge fan of Chloe bags. I don't really like the Chloe Drew bag. And I also don't particularly like the Balenciaga bag that looks like the Alma with Balenciaga emblazed on it. those two are the ones that come to mind, but I'm very open. Like, as you can see with my bag collection is very, very diversified. So I love color, I love black, I love neutrals, but there's no particular bag I hate. Even that Jacquemus tiny, tiny bag, I don't hate it, but I probably wouldn't buy it because it's so impractical, but I think it's cute. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of, yeah, Chloe bags or the outrageous Gucci bags. What's the best women's designer handbag for a guy? I mean, I will probably get a Birkin. Well, if you can get a Birkin, I would say get a Birkin. But if not, I actually love Loewe. Loewe has got some really nice bags. I mean, they're really good quality, and I think they look fabulous on a guy. So do check out Loewe. What would you recommend for someone to get for their first luxury bag? I mean, my first luxury bag, which will probably come up, is an LV. I think LV canvas is iconic. You don't have to get a Neverfull. I probably wouldn't recommend Neverfull for your first bag, but LV canvas is always nice. Or another option is look at vintage. Look at some vintage Gucci or vintage LV or vintage Fendi. You can get bargains. I'm a huge vintage lover, and you know what? By getting vintage, you get something a little bit more unique as well. So, yes, that's my recommendation. Okay, so the next one is, what do you think of the Chanel 19 bag and the newly released Vanity PM from LV? Okay, so the Chanel 19 bag I actually really like. I did try it in Paris when it just came out, and I almost bought the tweed version. I kind of regret not getting it, but I don't regret getting it because I saw it in denim, which just came out, which I really like. And a lot of the, influencers and bloggers bought it. I still like it. I don't know if I love it. I'm not sure if I'm going to add it, but I do like the bag. And the Vanity PM from LV, which is this bag here, love it. The only reason why I'm not getting it is because I do have the Nice BB in my collection, and I can put two D rings on that to make it a bag. So I think it may be too similar, but I actually really like the Vanity PM, but it is pretty expensive compared to the Nice BB, which you can get for a lot cheaper and then add your own strap. What is your favorite bag from your entire collection? Answer that. My Malakit Birkin. What do you think of the Forêt Lepage Caliber 21? Is it functional? Now, I went to Forêt Lepage, the actual store in Paris. Love the brand. You know, I bought the Daily Battle. The Caliber 21, this is really cool. Their history comes from being a weapons manufacturer, so it is in the shape of a gun. If you like it, I think it's very cool. It's very edgy. It just depends on your own taste. Personally, I'm not sure if I would buy it, but it's very iconic and it's a bestseller for the brand. So I do think it's a very cool bag. Next, so what is the most impractical bag that you can't get rid of? Okay, you guys shall give it to me. I love your honesty. It's all good. Okay, so recently I revealed my cult Gaia pearl bag, okay? And I love it personally because you guys know I love pearls. But lots of you said, Mel, it looks like a toilet roll. I hate it. And then a lot of you said, Mel, I love it. It's so different. So I wouldn't get rid of it because I actually think I like the architectural side to it, even if it looks like a toilet paper roll, which is quite funny because we need toilet paper now. But anyway, that is a very impractical bag because you can't fit anything in it. But for looks wise, I like it. Would you rather have 5 Hermes and 1 Chanel or 5 Chanel and 1 Hermes? Easy, 5 Hermes and 1 Chanel. Can you recommend a timeless bag that is perfect for a first luxury purchase? Thank you. Obviously, it depends on your budget, but I do think LV is very iconic. If you can get the LV Nano Speedy, it is very sought after. I also love the LV Pochette Matisse. I think that's a very functional bag as well. But if possible, the Chanel Classic Flap is always classic. It will not date. So, at the moment, I'm particularly loving the small, even though I have the medium. I love the small. I just think it is a really nice size, or the mini. I think a Chanel bag is just, you can't go wrong. Which bag was your first high-end designer purchase and how did you decide? Okay, so I have done a video on this before. My first bag was when I was 18 years old. I saved up every bit of pay. My first job was in a luxury retail store, and it was like a French label store, and it was in Crown Casino. I was surrounded by LV, Versace, Tiffany, every single designer brand you could think of. And yeah, it didn't help when I went on break. So my first bag, which I saved up for, and was the Louis Vuitton Pochette accessoire, which I still have right now, and I love it. I have the packaging, the original, everything in it. It was so cheap. I wish I went for something, more expensive at that time, but I still love it to this day and I treasure it very, very much. But it took me like pretty much all my pay that time, because I think at that time I got paid like $9 an hour or something. Do retired bags hold their value? I bought an LV favorite and now it is discontinued. I think it really depends, because if there is someone that's after the favorite then it will hold its value. For example, the LV Neo Vivienne, that was first released a few years ago, then discontinued. Then it was released a couple of years ago. We bought it, and then LV discontinued it. I do not know why they could discontinue it, because it is actually one of my favorite bags. I think the has a legion of followers, and so because you can't get it now, it may retain its value. But if there are a lot flooding the market, then maybe not so much so. But as I said, I always think you should buy bags that you love rather than investments, because I don't personally, my opinion, my humble opinion only, disclaimer guys, I don't think bags are investments. Definitely there are people that buy it for investment purposes, which is completely fine. But for most luxury lovers, people that just buy bags because they want to enjoy it, I don't think investment should be your number one thing that you should consider. But yeah, retired bags absolutely can hold their value. If you could only choose 3 bags for the rest of your life, what bags would you pick? Gosh, you guys ask very hard questions, but it would probably be a Birkin, a Kelly, and a Chanel. Not sure what sizes yet, but those 3 styles. Next one, how did you decide on your first luxe bag? What brands do you think are good and reasonable? Okay, my first luxe bag, as I mentioned before, was the Pochette accessoire. At that time, that is all I could afford. That was like my whole salary for like a month or something, even though it was only 200 and something dollars at that time. And I loved it. I cherished it. Even on my box, I remember having a coffee, I put like my mug on it and it had a stain, and I was so upset about that, even just on the box. So that was my first luxe bag, purely because that was only what I could afford. But what brands do you think are good and reasonable? If you're talking about budget-wise, Monogram in terms of canvas bags tend to be on the cheaper side. YSL, I think, are some really good bags. I love the YSL. I get so much use out of my YSL Mini Lou bag. I really like that as well. But I do think an underrated bag in terms of craftsmanship is Mona. You guys know I'm a huge Mona lover. So you guys know that I've done a tour of the Mona store and also some of the new range. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend you checking them out. They're all handcrafted by the one artisan, lots of effort. And they're one of the few brands that can do a technique called leather marquetry. So it's sort of similar to furniture marquetry in a way, but basically in a piece of leather, right, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. They have all different pieces and they put them together and it's completely seamless. So it looks like it's printed on, but it's actually like all different pieces of leather together. So not many brands can actually do that. So definitely do go check out Mona as a brand. Okay, how are you guys going? I'm going to drink my cold tea. What have you, okay, are you guys got a drink? If you haven't, pause the video, go get a drink. You need a drink. I've got so many questions. You guys have asked me a lot of questions, a lot of questions. So sipping my tea in my vintage teacup, which if you watched my first video, if you haven't watched my first video, it is a very raw question and answer. I answer all your questions on my age, on my hubby, on my kids' ages, on my work, on my struggles, on some very raw things I've never talked about, but I'm willing to share with you. But anyway, this video is about bags and luxury. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get to the luxury category. I'm still on bags and I've got a ton to go. Whew. Okay, let's keep going. What you got started on your luxury bag journey? I guess that's my first luxury bag, which was the LV. And I guess because I worked in retail as my first sort of high-end job, that's sort of what I got interested in. Because I mean, as a little girl, yeah, I always liked bags and stuff like that, but definitely being in that environment surrounded by luxury, seeing all those brands, it did definitely influence me. What do you think about the Hermes Kelly doll? Love your videos. Thank you, my love. The Hermes Kelly doll is very, very rare. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this is a picture of what it looks like. A lot of people think it looks ridiculous, and that's why it's called a Kelly doll. It's really rare, and it is super, super, super expensive. If I had the opportunity, purely from a collector's point of view, I would add it, but no, it is very low on the list because it is super, super, super expensive. What is your most favorite bag from Chanel, Hermes, LV, and Dior? Lots of questions in one. So Chanel still would be the classic flap or the reissue. Hermes, it would be the Kelly. From LV, it would have to be my city trunk bag, which I will put here because it is so rare and I didn't even think I would get it. And it's, yeah, I know a lot of people think it looks dented, but that's the look of it. It's supposed to look that way. But yeah, I love it. And Dior, it would be the Lady Dior, just classic, just beautiful and classic. Next, do you have a Celine Nano to sell, please? Sorry, no, I don't. Next, what's your favorite luxury bag of all time? I have answered that. Top handbags under $1,000, please. I've actually done a video where I showcased a lot of luxury brands that you may or may not have heard of. I'm going to link it above and in the description bar below. Do check it out because I am also really looking into this area. I am not one just to say, oh, I am Hermes and I'm only going to buy Hermes and Chanel. No, because sometimes if I like the aesthetics of a bag, I bought it. And even from that video, that under $1,000 list, I ended up getting a couple of those bags. So do check that video out because there are lots of bags under $1,000 that definitely can be considered. One to mention is that I definitely think that Coach has upped their game. If you had to keep only one Hermes bag in your collection, what it would be, I would have to say it would be my Malachite Birkin in size 30 because that was my first Hermes bag ever and it took 6 attempts to get it. I know I'm crazy. I went through it, but I got it in the end. So it would be that bag. Will you pre-love your Gucci Gigi and Momon? Very like that bag, Mel. Will you pre-love your Gucci? I'm not exactly sure what that means, but yes, I have a GG Marmont in velvet. Even though Gucci Marmont is considered out of fashion, it's out of date, I love velvet. You guys know I unboxed recently a velvet bag. I still like the Gucci Marmont style, even though it's not in fashion or as much. There's no plans to resell it at this point of time, if that's your question. Okay, is it true that there is a 6-month wait after your last offer of B, K, and 3 months for C? Okay, this depends. A constant in some countries is considered a quota bag. And when I say a quota bag, theoretically, from what Hermes says, you're only allowed to buy a Birkin or Kelly, only allowed to buy like 2 a year. So just to clarify that, guys, before I think like in 2019, it was one per semester. So like one in autumn, winter, or one in spring and summer. But I've heard that since late last year, that's kind of changed to 2 per year. So it, as long as it's one Kelly or one Birkin, it could be in Jan and March, for example, or September and December. I think it really comes down to the store manager. And also, this can vary from country to country. USA might have different rules to Asia, likewise to Australia, where in Australia, you'll be lucky to get one a year. So the 6-month rule doesn't really apply. But if you guys know any different, please let me know. But that rule, honestly, I know lots of people where they've been able to buy 4 bags a year from the same store. So normally that's the case, yes. Constant depends on the country because some people, Constance is not considered a quota bag, and in some countries, Constance is considered a quota bag. What luxury bag do you want as your next purchase? Well, I have been saying on my wish list video that I would love a mini Lindy, so hopefully mini Lindy. Hermes Fairy, Hermes SA, please. I would love to purchase a mini Lindy next. I'm not usually a fan of the Lindy, but the mini Lindy, it's so cute. So yeah, mini Lindy. This one. Do you regret purchasing any of your Birkins or Kellys? No, I don't. I did, as you know, sell my black. I know you guys think I'm crazy, even to this day. My black size 30 gold and black Birkin, but I still have no regrets because I have my black Kelly, but no regrets on any of my Birkins and Kellys. I love them all. If you can only keep 20 luxury handbags, which would you keep? I think I need to make a separate video on that because I have so many bags that I would keep. I would say the majority of my Hermes and Chanel I would keep, and that would already make 20, and even some LVs. But that's a very, very long question. So I hope you don't mind me not going into that in detail because I need to have a look through because I definitely have quite a few handbags. Why haven't you added a tweed Chanel bag in your collection? It is so funny that you said that because I was having a discussion with one of my friends here on YouTube, Amy. Hi, Amy, if you're watching, she's from Fashionably Amy, and she just revealed her gorgeous Chanel tweed bag. And I love it. I want to add a tweed bag to my collection, but I want to find one in the small size if possible. So I just haven't found one I really loved. If that version came in a small, I probably would have got it. But yes, that is on my wish list as well. Chanel or Dior? Which one should I buy? I'm thinking Coco Handle or Mini Lady Dior. Okay. If I have to say Chanel or Dior, I would say investment, I mean, retain its value wise, Chanel retains its value much better than Dior. Lady Dior generally don't retain their value as well. But the Dior customer service, hands down, way better than Chanel, I have to admit, guys. And because I have a Coco Chanel and I have a Mini Lady Dior, which I acquired, at the moment, I would have to say a Mini Lady Dior does win out by a bit because I've hardly used my Mini Coco handle. But I do love the Mini Coco handle. I just think I'm kind of like liking Dior a little bit more at this point of time. Top 5 favorite colors of handbags. Oh, that's a really good question. Green, as you know, black, because I have to say black because I have so many black, pink, and I would say like gold, like a neutral goldy tan, and 5 maybe would be gray. Even though I don't own that much gray, I do have a gray bag on my wish list. Yeah, probably that. You own a few wicker bags. Any plan on getting a Kelly picnic? Oh my goodness, Math Lux. I would love a Kelly picnic, but do you know how much they cost? They cost so much for the tinsy wincy tiny bag. I think they're like 20,000 US. Don't have a heart attack, guys. I would love one, but I just don't know if I should get it. I don't even know if I can get one, really. They're hard to get as well, but I think they're the cutest things ever. What is your favorite Hermes Kelly and Birkin size? My favorite Hermes Kelly size would be the Hermes Kelly 28. I think that's a perfect everyday size, not too small, not too big. And Birkin would definitely be the Birkin 30. Okay, next. What is your most practical bag? Honestly, there are 2 that are so practical. One is the Senreve Maestro bag. I use that bag so much, especially in the mini and the medium size, because you can wear it 4 different ways. It's just such a good errands bag. It wipes off. I've done like durability tests, like scratched it and punched it and dropped it. It's so durable. Second one would be my Prenza Schooler PS2 bag. Very, very durable because I can scratch it and I just don't need to worry about it. So I would say that's my most practical bag. What is your all-time favorite designer bag? I mean, at the moment, my love affair for Hermes is very strong, so I have to say Hermes. What is the value of all your handbags? Honestly, I have no clue, but a lot. Can I just say a lot? Yeah, a lot. Next up, if you get a chance to one day make a Hermes special order, what would you ask for? Firstly, I know you guys all think that I'm like an Hermes VVIP. I have not been like to make a special order, and I've shopped from Hermes for quite a few years now. But if I did do a special order, I would definitely do one that has 2 colors. You know how you can get either a single color with 1 color inside? I think I would do one with 2 colors only because if it's a special order, I want it to be different. And I would choose a leather that you can't normally get, and I would choose a hardware that you can't normally get on a Birkin or Kelly. That's all I know for now. Okay guys, how are you going? I think we're at half an hour now. I hope you're not bored with all the questions. I'm just trying to answer as much as I can for you because you know I love you. And again, apologies that I can't read out everyone's name. We would be here forever. So let's keep going. Have you got your drink? Take another sip or eat another chocolate bar or something because yeah, I hope this is entertaining. Okay, next up, what is your favorite handbag brands? Okay, so at the moment would be Hermes, Chanel, Dior, Mona. I love Loewe, even Forêt Lepage. Next, which bags from your collection would you never sell and why? I actually did a video on this, like bags I would, never sell or bags that are forever bags. I will link that above. All those bags I would never sell and I explain all the reasons. So I have done a video on that one. So I will link that. So, oh my Ella, please watch that one. Next one. Hi Mel, I am looking for a mum bag that I can use on a daily basis without changing out as often. I don't mind splurging a little, but it has to look chic too. Is there such a bag? Thank you. Yes, well, I would probably recommend a tote bag purely because a tote has capacity. And instead of going for the Neverfull, nothing against the Neverfull, check out Forêt Lepage. I think Forêt Lepage, the Daily Battle, the 37 may be a good bag because it fits tons inside. But there are a lot of big totes as well. I don't personally have it, but I've heard good reviews about the YSL tote. And so just generally a bigger size bag. Some of them, if it's important to you, some of them do have closures, or you can always get bag organizers that have zip closures as well. But totes are generally ways to go so that you can be hands-free. Okay, next question. LV on the go GM or Dior book tote? And just want to tell you, Melbourne's been my favorite channel for the past 3 years. Oh, thank you. On the go GM or Dior book tote? Oh, that's a hard one. I own both and I love both. I would say recently Dior book tote by a touch. I'm thinking of getting mine customized, which I still didn't do, but maybe because I'm just loving Dior at the moment now. But you know what? I do love the on the go GM because it's got the shoulder strap, which Dior hasn't. That doesn't answer your question, does it? I think they're kind of equal for me. So sorry if I didn't answer them, but if you had to get them, if you don't mind a tote, just as a tote with no shoulder strap, go the Dior. But if you have to have it on the shoulder, then go the on the go GM or even the MM size for LV. Next up. If you're just starting a classic handbag collection, what are the first 3 pieces you should own? So for handbags, I would say an LV, just the one you like. It doesn't have to be a Speedy or it doesn't have to be a Neverfull, just your favorite LV bag. Even an Alma is so classic. I definitely have to put Chanel in there. And I think another great classic piece, if we're not talking about money-wise, if you can do an Hermes, Kelly or Birkin. But if that's out of the range, then I would say a Lady Dior because it's iconic and it's classic and it stood the test of time. Each day, how do you decide what bag to use? Honestly, it depends on my mood. Sometimes I pick my outfit and then I just grab a bag to go to match. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I really want to wear my green Malachite Birkin today. Then I match my outfit to my bag. But without question, I change my bags a lot. Thoughts on the Palm Spring Mini? I'm not a huge backpack person, hence why I haven't bought it, but I do think it is a very, very cute handbag and I can understand its popularity. Next question. What's your tips in selling the bags that you no longer love? You have a large audience, so you can easily do that, but I have a much smaller subscriber list, so any advice for me? Yes, generally, as I asked you before, I'm not sure. I did say to you that I only sell my bags on my YouTube channel, which is a vlog sale. So I don't know if I should be doing it now or not. You can absolutely do it on, your channel, or you can do it in Facebook groups. Obviously, if you go through the reseller route, like the bigger, sites like Fashion File or the Real or reputable sites like that, they're going to take a commission. But that is just the fact because they have to sort of make money as well. So I would just investigate some of the reputable sites and see which one takes the least commission and then go from there. Next question. What LV bag should I get to start my collection? For me, I would say I'm actually a fan of the Alma. I have the Alma and the BB in the Damier Ebene, and I really like the bag. It's a really good rainy day bag. It's a classic bag. It's a classic shape. So I would go for that. But and it's got a shoulder strap as well as handheld options. So I really like that. But if not, I would say the Pichette Matisse as well. Top designer bag to jumpstart. I'm thinking if you don't own a designer bag, what should be the first one? Well, in terms of price wise, LV is always a really good option. I also really, really love YSL. They have some great bags. As I said, the Mini Lou, that's 995 or 1005 USD. So that's really good in terms of price. But it just depends on your budget. So it's hard to answer that. If you don't have a budget, then obviously I would go for a Chanel, but LV, even the Dior or YSL bags are great to me as well. Okay, so next up, what's your opinion between the LV Pichette Matisse via the LV Speedy B25? LV Pichette Matisse, hands down for me. I just find it more practical, and I do own both bags, but I just like my LV Pichette Matisse more because I use it more. I think it's a better travel bag. I do like my Speedy B25, but I just don't use it as often. So that's just personally for me. If you could only keep one Chanel bag, what would you keep? I've answered that. My small Chanel Classic Black flat bag. That's because my husband bought it for me as a gift, so it's sentimental value as well. Hi Mel, greetings from KL. My questions are, what are your opinions on the Clooney BB? If you were to choose between the Clooney BB and the Palm Springs PM, what should you choose? Thanks. So I actually own the Clooney BB, and I actually sold it, not because I didn't like it. I think it's a very cute bag. I had it in epi leather in pink. I love a top handle. I love a shoulder bag. So I still prefer that over the Palm Springs, only because I'm not a backpack person, but a lot of people are backpack people. So if you're a backpack person, then go for the LV Palm Springs PM. But the Clooney BB, it's really cute in monogram as well, and so versatile. So you have to weigh up what you've got in your collection and what adds to your collection and what do you think you will use more. Okay, next up. When you were a child or teenager, was there a bag or any luxury item you dreamed of buying once you were older? I'm curious because together with my mum, I lusted after the Miss Dior bag. I might finally buy one this year. Thank you. And yes, your videos are very welcome distraction. Thank you so much, lovely. Yes, my dream bag was the Birkin ever since I could remember. So being able to attain it in my mid 30s was amazing. So, and also obviously a Chanel classic flat bag. That was the one before the Birkin, but that was my dream, ultimate bag. And yeah, and so I hope you can also get your Miss Dior bag because that's a very cute bag as well. Next up, which bag is more practical, the Chanel Classic bag or Hermes Kelly? Which do you prefer and love to use more? Okay, the Hermes Kelly is not that practical because to open it up, you need two hands, okay? And I've done this in my in-depth Birkin versus Kelly comparison. If you were interested in Hermes, you got to watch that video because I actually do mod shots. Kelly, I don't mind it. I love the shoulder strap, but you do need two hands to open it up. It's actually not good. It's not great to leave one flap open because it does put pressure on it if you do pack a lot in there. If you pack a little bit, not so much. But practicality, probably the Chanel Classic practicality might be a little bit better, a little bit easier, though some may say with the double flap it's annoying. So it really depends on you. I find both okay. I don't think they're the most easiest to get in and out of, but if I had to pick one, it would still be the Hermes Kelly because you guys all know I'm a Kelly girl. So yes, I've been using my Hermes Kellys more. Next question. What's the one bag that got away that you totally regret not getting? I would have said the Chanel Iridescent Mini, but a beautiful subscriber of mine sold me hers. So that's why I do own it now, which is this bag here. And that's the only one bag that did get away, but I managed to get that. But luckily for me, so far nothing. Actually, let's hold that thought. I just remembered that another bag that got away, though I never asked for it, so I'll never be sure if I could have got it, was the Denim Trendy CC. Still looking out for that bag. I love that bag. And then let's end on this final question from Anders Life. Hi babe, if you're watching, what are your top 5 favorite handbags? Okay, so Malachite Birkin in size 30 because it was, my favorite Birkin. My Kelly 28 Miss Annie because it was my anniversary gift. Okay, and number 3 it would be my Hermes Kelly 25 Pink Sakura because Pink Sakura is my favorite color and yeah, I just love that color and I didn't think I was going to get it. 4th, I have to put in my LV City trunk bag because I never thought I was going to get that bag, even though I've barely used it. It was like when you never think you're going to get a bag and you get it and it's like that. But I can't say I use it that much. But this question is not about most used. This is like favorite. And number 5, I would say purely because of sentiment, is my very first designer bag, which is my LV Pochette Accessoire. That is like now coming up to 22 years old, because I'm telling you, it was such an achievement for me to even get that bag. So that bag just holds so much sentiment to me. It's really, really hard. If you ask any handbag lover their top 5 bags, it's a very hard. I probably could maybe do a top 10. So guys, I don't even think I can get into the luxury questions. The luxury questions look like there's another like 50 more, and I've tried to talk as fast as I can. So I hope you don't mind that maybe I split this video into 3 parts. Again, I think that's it for tonight. I've already filmed 2 videos, which I've probably been here sitting for 2 hours. But if there are any other luxury questions you want to ask, do ask away. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was it was informative, and it was just some entertainment for you, and I got to answer all your questions. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to join my giveaway. I absolutely love giving back to you, and I always will continue to do so. And I will see you in my next one. Bye guys, love you.